know, man. You already know.
All right, man. Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video, though, please comment and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. Today, we got an NFL game preview as the Atlanta Falcons taking on the San Francisco 49ers out in the Bay Area this Sunday. Playoff implications all over the place. Both teams fighting for a playoff spot. So if you like the video today, please comment and share it. And he's going to be, from here on out, throughout our NFL season, he's going to be our correspondent. The young man played the game at a high level. One of the most outstanding guests I'm going to have on the show today. And as you see, he's very well dressed, GQ finest. But he played on the 1988 Morrill State Championship team. The thing about this young man, he played nose guard and running back. And I'm going to tell you this. He was the fastest player on the team. And that team had Andre Hastings. And we all know about his career at the University of Georgia. But I know him as Cornell Hardy. We call him HC, the offensive coordinator. He's going to break down the San Francisco 49ers and Atlanta Falcons. So if you like the video today, please comment and share it here on 100 Yards Football. How you doing, Mr. Hardy?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, sir?
Okay, we're going to get right to the game. Before we talk about the Atlanta Falcons, because I want to break down the Atlanta Falcons and why they're going to win on Sunday, is that what I can't understand, you're looking at the Falcons being 6-7, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, Arthur Smith, he's from the 901. Father Fred Smith owns FedEx. To me, what he's done with this football team and a lack of talent has been a miracle. So why is the Falcon fan base say he's not a good coach? Because what I'm seeing, for the season started, I didn't have the Falcons winning 4 games. Can you explain to the audience why is so much jealousy and hate to Arthur Smith? Because he's got this football team at 6-7.
Well, let's be exact with it. You know what I'm saying? Falcons fans, we're not fan friendly. You know what I'm saying? We have a microwave attitude. We want to win now. And also, too, at the same time, we want to win now. We have the situations where we get to a point where we are being successful, but then we lose those key games. And think about it, man. Let's talk about like Atlanta Braves, 14 consecutive years. But then we only got 1 World Series, but we got 2 now. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much it's just our fan base, man. This is how we roll. This is how we are. We expect to win every year. We expect to win every game. But also too, is we see the things that's happening and we see the thing that's transitioning, but they don't understand, as being a football player and being in sports, they don't understand that, you know, you got to deal with the hand that you dealt with. Arthur Smith was dealt with a bad hand with the salary cap issues, also with the situations that was going on with the personnel that he had. So pretty much, you know, I think pretty much Smith had to go that mindset as his father at FedEx, you know what I'm saying? Okay, this is who I hired. This is what I'm stuck with. I got to get the most production out of each individual. And right now, in this situation right now, when we're at game 15, it's no excuses. These players right now are playing for their jobs, period.
Let's talk about the Atlanta Falcons. What do they have to do on Sunday to beat the San Francisco 49ers?
First of all, they got to keep Matt Ryan off the ground, number one. That means the offensive line got to be successful. Offensive line got to have the same continuity that they have had the past 3 games. The past 3 games, their rushing attack has had ran over 220 yards, 3 consecutive games so far right now. So therefore, it seems as though that the offensive line is gelling together right now. That's the first thing. Keep Matt Ryan off the ball. Keep Matt Ryan off the ground. Number 2 is also to the defensive line too. Keep on maintaining the pressure. Keep on maintaining the pressure that they have been doing. We already know that Dante Fowler Jr. has a contract in which once he starts getting over 5 sacks, he gets more money on his paycheck. Currently, right now, Dante Fowler is at 4.5. So you know right now, Dante Fowler trying to get that Christmas money right now. And also, too, with Means on the other end, the other edge rusher, too, that has the experience, that has the veteran leadership, that has been up on the DNPs. He knows his role and he knows his job. So therefore, also, too, we have to maintain pressure, especially at Jimmy Garoppolo. Linebackers. This is, I think, the most challenging thing right now is linebackers with Debo and the other linebacking core. They got to be able to cut. They got to be able to cover, but also too, they got to be able to stop the run. George Kittle, we already know what George Kittle can do. However, George Kittle is probably the most right now. I know as far as Travis Kelce and everybody else, but George Kittle is the most complete tight end right now. If you look at his blocking and also look at his pass catching, he's dominating right now in the league. And plus he's coming back into form right now. So therefore, the secondary and as well as the linebackers, they got a big job today big job on Sunday to stop George Kittle, as well as Debo Samuel, as well as the other wide receiver that they have. I think it's the loop. But the main thing is that we have to stop the passing attack. We have to stop the run. We do not know what Shanahan is going to bring. But let's just know after what happened in 2019, Shanahan still got a chip on the shoulder. But one thing I do know as well, too, with Shanahan, he gets caught up in his feelings. And when he started getting caught up in his feelings, he started going all willy-nilly and started calling wrong plays, started doing wrong things. So therefore, the main thing is for the Atlanta Falcons to win this game is they got to establish the run with Mike Davis, who was a former. I think Mike Davis was drafted by the 49ers a couple of years ago. Cordero Patterson is going to be the key to the game because Cordero Patterson, we already know he leads the team in touchdowns. Also, too, he's running the ball, and also too, he's catching the ball outside of the pocket. I do not think that the 49ers have nobody to cover him. And also, too, with the tight end, they're going to have to stop our tight end. And I think what the 49ers will try to do, they may try to put a defensive back on the tight end to try to slow him down. That's going to be a bad move for them on Sunday. So if Matt Ryan can go ahead and get the tight end established, get Cordero Patterson established, establish the run, stay off his back, we can win this game.
What do the San Francisco 49ers have to do to win on Sunday?
It's pretty much the same, pretty much almost the same thing. But the main thing is to get George Kittle, get the running game started early. Once you get the running game established early, that gives the opportunity for George Kittle to let George Kittle let loose on the football field. Also, too, with Debo Samuel and with the loop that's on the other end of the wide receiver core. We know right now that now the Falcons, Eric Harris, Eric Harris out for the season. That means that you got to start a rookie this game, Richie Grant. Also, too, AJ Terrell, he's coming into form. He's doing what he has to do, but on the AJ Terrell can only cover one side of the field. That means that the defensive line has to put pressure on all areas of the line. Put pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo. Number one. Same thing as far as with the linebacking core. They got to cover, and they also got to stop the run. They got a big responsibility big responsibility this Sunday. But our Falcons secondary is suspect. Too many injuries, and also too, not enough experience on the secondary. So pretty much what needs to happen with Garoppolo and Shanahan is Garoppolo currently right now has a QBR rating of 108. He has thrown for 2,937 yards, 17 TDs, but Garoppolo's been sacked 24 times. That means that his offensive line is suspect as well. So if DNP's defensive line could put pressure at Garoppolo, keep him on the ground. And one thing that's similar between Matt Ryan and Garoppolo is that when you keep getting knocked down so many times, you're going to get routed. And you're going to try to get that ball out your hand as quick as possible, which means that if you can jam up the wide receivers stuff, throw off the time with Kittles and stuff, Jimmy Garoppolo going to make mistakes. He got eight interceptions for the season so far right now. So the main thing is with San Francisco 49ers, they have to establish the run. But also once you establish the run, the play action, the passing game goes into effect. George Kittle. But also too, the defense with the San Francisco 49ers, they got to step up as well. Like I said, I do feel that if they put a defensive back and go to nickel against the Atlanta Falcons, it will be a big mistake. But the issue is that the Atlanta Falcons do not have enough wide receiver core. Russell Gage, he's doing pretty good. Kind of disappointed in Tajay in Sharp because Sharp came from the Tennessee Titans. Sharp also understand Arthur Smith's system, and there should be an advantage if I know somebody's offensive system, and I'm coming into a new team. I should be like the number one receiver on the team because I have an advantage outside of all the other wide receivers because I know the playbook. Take prime example when Matt Sharp came to Atlanta, and Matt Ryan did not understand Shanahan's system, but Matt Sharp was thriving in the preseason, and everybody was like, put Matt Sharp in, forget Matt Ryan. But then once Matt Ryan gradually understood the system, he dominated. So the main thing, like I said, is that the San Francisco 49ers got to establish a run, get George Kittle loose. Wide receivers will have a field day if Garoppolo is still standing up and not on his back.
When I look at the game, and I'll keep it very short and plain, it's a big football game, playoff implications, big-time players play. So we have something that we always say here at 100 Yards Football, H.C. Hardy, offensive coordinator. Warriors come out to play.
yeah.
Warriors come out to play. I'm going to start with the Atlanta Falcons. For me, for the Falcons to really be successful on Sunday, it's their offensive line. Got to keep Matt Ryan upright, as you just said. But your big-time players got to play big. Kyle Pitts, you're a rookie. You're not a rookie no more. Big time. You got to be big time on the outside. Cordell Patterson, we know what you bring to the table. You got to be big time. Deion Jones, you got to be big time. Grady Jarrett, you got to be big time. And AJ Terrell, you got to be big time, especially what you're looking on across the field with the 49ers. So to me, keeping Matt Ryan upright and basically really controlling the line of scrimmage and stopping San Francisco from running the football. Now with the 49ers, man, Deebo Samuel, if he's not one of the most complete football players in the league, I don't know. Over 1,300 yards from the line of scrimmage. South Carolina in the house. Elijah Mitchell has been a surprise from the running back position. 759 yards. And Jimmy Garoppolo is starting to get into a groove now. I have to say it. Over the last month, he might be one of the top 5 quarterbacks playing at a high level.
Yeah.
And then get back to the Falcons offensive line. Oh, Jesus. A true warrior on the other side. A Viking warrior. Nick Bosa, 14 sacks on the year. Atlanta, you got to be able to keep them upright. So to me, the bottom line, which offensive line is going to keep both quarterbacks up? Who's going to stop the run? And I'm looking at the matchup, George Kittle. Look what he did last week against Cincinnati. He was the best player on the field. 11 receptions, 151 yards, and he made big plays time and time again in a big win over Cincinnati. So H.A. Terrell and the secondary, you better be watching George Kittles. Where you at? Where you at? Final score of the game on Sunday, Mr. Hardy.
Woo! Falcons are 5-1 in road games so far right now, which is good. However, you're playing against an adversary opponent in Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan will open up that playbook. He know the and then by Mike Shanahan being here with the Atlanta Falcons, he know the deficiency of Matt Ryan. Oh man, it's tougher. I say it will come down to situational football, who capitalizes in the red zone. Oh, man. I got to go with the Atlanta Falcons. And the key to is going to be something. It's going to be special teams. And it's going to be Cordero Patterson. I think that the 49ers will have an answer for the Cordero Patterson. But also, too, it's going to be the kicker that we got, who most definitely will be in the Pro Bowl this year. Young Wei Koo. Falcons will win. Woo! 21-17.
My final observation, my final pick of the game on Sunday, I'm going with the home team, the Atlanta Falcons, only because of this. I've heard the fan base all season saying so many problems we have. We're not good in offensive line. The head coach is not good. But you know what? To be 6-7 with this football team,
Yeah.
it's a miracle. And the young man from the 901, whose father ran FedEx, Mr. Fred Smith, Arthur Smith, I love you, baby. Because you got this football team at 6-7 with nothing. And you're doing it with a rookie tight end and a 37-year-old quarterback and an offensive line that hasn't been good. And you took a player that actually was a kick returner, Cordell Patterson. You made him into a shining star. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons 27-24, and I'm going to tell you this. The Atlanta Falcons, through all what they've been through, they got a real good coach. And they're going to beat San Francisco on Sunday. And I wouldn't be surprised to get to the playoffs, and I wouldn't want to play the Atlanta Falcons. So my final words here today on 100 Yards Football, I'd like to say very special thanks to my guest, Mr. Cordell Hardy. It's like the great poet out of Washington, D.C. He had a song that says, "Let's give it all!" The great Marvin Gaye. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. We are 100 Yards Football, and enjoy the game on Sunday. God bless.